Bless me. Good morning, everyone. We're just going to give it a little bit more time while I finish up this reading that I'm posting. Okay. I'm so warm, y'all. Can we hear me okay? I forgot to ask. Are we doing okay with the audio? Yes, I can hear you fine. Cool. You liked the Insta reading yesterday? Glad to hear it. I am just posting some content, and then you guys will have my undivided attention. Does anybody have any topics we want to look into today? Is there anything we want to kind of, focus in on for this reading, or do we just want to do a general? My freaking nose today, y'all. Energy this week with the full moon. Possible option. Couldn't fall asleep until 3 a.m. last night. That was me the night before last. But it's just so hot in my apartment that I have just been like sticky and uncomfortable. Alright. Okay. So I'm going to assume we're doing a general energy this week. I have not been very active in Discord lately. I'm sorry, everybody. Bubba just joined to say I'm happy to be here. Well, hello, welcome. Glad that you're here as well. I am being pulled to this one so far, so we'll start with that. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the reading, I want to remind you guys that if you have a Prime membership, you can actually subscribe through your Prime, and then you don't have to watch ads. So that's an option if you would like it. I'm also going to do this because, like I've said the last couple of streams, those overhead lights that I have are way too much. They're giving me headaches. So I'm going to have to buy a light, like a ring light. I've been really avoidant towards it, but there we go. Now I'm just going to quickly cleanse and then we will hop in. So once again, if you want to subscribe through your Prime, you can do that. If you want to sub without Prime, I'm going to be grateful for that too. The more subscribers we get, the more streams we can start doing. Where's the link to your Discord? You have to be subscribed to my Patreon to get access to the Discord server at this time. All right. You like that rule? I was like, do I change it? But yeah, I like it too. I kind of think it gives more momentum to like actually subscribe to the Patreon too, where you get exclusive content, of course, but are you fixing to level up? They tend to circulate when that I clearly missed what we're talking about here. You're sub to you on all platforms. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate you. The more subscribers we get over here, the more likely I'll be able to get a PC, because I need a new PC before I can actually start like streaming as much as I would like to. I would like to do this more than I do other social media, except for Patreon. I would like to keep like Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch as like the main, and then honestly my goal is to remove TikTok entirely eventually. But all right, we are gonna start with this deck. Once again, was what I was pulled to. I do apologize for the glare, but it's glare or shitty lighting, so we choose, right? So somebody mentioned looking into the energy this week, specifically surrounding the full moon, but it could just be in general the energy this week. This is the Witchy's Tarot deck. So I think it's called Witch's Tarot to be specific. It's on my Amazon storefront if anyone is ever looking. And I always see this as like very witchy, very spiritual energy. So like there could be something correlating towards witchcraft or spirituality or divination even. The first card out is the Tower. Damn, y'all. God damn. Some of you that are subscribed to Patreon might want to go might want to go read what I just put on there for a weekly reading, because I'm immediately hearing if towers are crumbling, let them crumble. I love how we had like almost 40 people in here, and then as soon as the Tower card came out, 10 of y'all dropped out. I think the Tower gets such a bad reputation because people are always intimidated by it, but in reality, it's like, it's actually just change. It's change that needs to happen, that you know intuitively needs to happen, but you're not allowing it to happen. It's like the universe giving you kind of a cheeky little ultimatum, being like, hey, are you going to shift forward and allow transformation, or are we going to have to do that for you? The Tower happens to be one of my favorite cards in the Major Arcana. Actually, it's probably one of my favorites in tarot. So it's because like the Tower's only going to be catastrophic if you are resistant. So if you're not allowing change to happen, the Tower is going to crumble in a way that might be traumatic or painful or challenging. But if you're surrendering, if you're letting go, if you're allowing it, it's going to actually be freeing. It's going to be liberating. It's going to be eye-opening in a way that helps you awaken and helps you kind of evolve beyond wherever you're at. Exactly. And we have the Two of Cups. So some of you, this could have to do with a relationship. One more on this. What's this about? Interesting. And then we have the Three of Wands. So what's really interesting to me is I don't feel like this is necessarily negative. Something about a stormy sky. It's almost like you're dealing with some sort of storm, some sort of fog in your mind. Something that's kind of clouding your judgment. It's causing you not to be able to see. But I feel like something's going to jolt some clarity forward. They're pulling me to the lightning bolt, which is really hard to see. It's at the top of the Tower there. I feel like something's about to kind of like spark some sort of truth. And then they're pulling me to the crown and how it's falling off the top of the tower. And then this just went reversed. Interesting. See, that's even more confirmation to me. I don't feel like this is negative. Because then we have this Two of Cups, which has this like beautiful blue sky, a clear sunny day, and then the same with this Three of Wands. Beautiful clear sky, a clear sunny day. Something is like shifting is what I just heard. For some of you, this could be a friendship. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be career oriented. Take it however it aligns for you. But I feel like this is more transformative in a positive direction than it is in a negative one. And for some of you, maybe there are residual negative effects, but I feel like the majority of this is actually just a shift in a positive direction. Especially because the two cards that followed that tower were so positive, and then the tower went in an upright position. It's like, or sorry, a reverse position. It's like something is shifting. Some of you have avoided some sort of potential tower moment. Some of you are going through some sort of personal transformation that's actually helping you to kind of remove your mask and acknowledge your own flaws, acknowledge your own self. Others of you have communication coming from someone that you don't expect. That's going to kind of shake up your foundation in a really good way. It's going to be very healing, is what I just heard. I also just heard freeing, which also kind of goes hand in hand with today's Patreon message. So those of you that are subscribed to Patreon, I would definitely recommend going and taking a look at that reading after this stream today. All in all, I feel like this week is going to shake up your connections. Your connection to yourself, your connection to your loved ones, your connection to your family, etc. And it's because you need to see what's beyond the horizon. Something's rising above. I'm now channeling a song. Just a sec. Some of you are afraid of love. You're afraid of what love feels like. Because one thing about the tower in the reverse, it does say that like you have avoided some sort of, disaster. It talks about personal transformation, but it also symbolizes a fear of change. So perhaps some of you have a fear of change, and that's kind of seeping into your love life. What else do you have for the Tower reverse, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands? There's a lot of floral energy here. So we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. Interesting. One more. What is this about for the collective today? And the Three of Swords. Are some of y'all going through a breakup? Did a relationship just end for you? Is there some sort of grief that's bubbled up to the surface? Some sort of transformation is definitely happening for this collective. Now, for some of you, this could have to do with your love life, your romantic life, because we do have that Two of Cups and we do have that Three of Wands. So perhaps like a relationship has come to a close, maybe something ended on you kind of abruptly, and there's some lingering heartbreak that's kind of weighing down your heart chakra. But I feel like with that Three of Wands following all of this, it's almost like you need to see the bigger picture here. You need to see the reality of why this happened versus the pain of it. So instead of fixating on the hurt, they want you to acknowledge the truth. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this wasn't aligned with who you are. It wasn't aligned with what you want. And the relationship was ultimately causing you more pain than it was giving you positives. And I feel like part of this was something that your intuition had been telling you. You knew intuitively that this wasn't going to last forever. but that doesn't change the weight of the impact. This could have been rather suddenly, rather unexpected. Some of you don't handle change well. And because you don't handle change well, you tend to get a little bit in your head when you're going through transformations. So when you're experiencing major life shifts, you might jump to worst case scenario. You might jump to conclusions. You might get yourself a little bit trapped in your own mind. And I feel like that can actually affect your relationships quite a bit. And Spirit's saying part of what you need to do is find a way beyond this pattern. So for some of you, it's not so much that you're going through a breakup, though you could be, okay? But it's more about how when you're transitioning in your life, so let's say you're getting a new job, or let's say you're going back to school, or you're moving, or you're having a baby, or, you know, like a major life change, okay? When you have major life changes, it's easier for you to disassociate, to disconnect, and to kind of move away from the people who love and care for you than it is to embrace the change. So you push people away. And then you get really in your fucking head. And I feel like Spirit's actually encouraging you to unpack this pattern. The Eight of Cups in the reverse position is an interesting energy too, because it talks about trying something one more time. It talks about like reinvesting in something, but there's indecision in this energy that's actually causing you to be a little bit stagnant. It's causing you to kind of like aimlessly drift, if you will. And Spirit's saying that is coming from this unresolved hurt. So there's some pain that you need to process. There's some sort of grief that is still underneath the surface. Others of you, there's a different message here, and it's more about like, you need to walk away from something. You need to leave a chapter of your life behind. You need to let go of whatever's still lingering in your heart. Whatever this is about, though, this is about to happen really quickly. It's like things are going to start being exposed to you in a really clear way about yourself. We have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so there could be water energy involved in this. Water is literally all about your emotions. It's about your intuition and how you process your emotions. So I feel like that's even more confirmation that some of you need to unpack something emotionally. Recognize what's still blocking your heart to love. Some of you, this hasn't happened yet, but it's going to. And they just pulled me back to that Tower in the reversed. What's really interesting, though, is the Eight of Wands is actually about alignment. So I feel like a lot of you, even though you're going through it emotionally, even though you're feeling a little bit bogged down, even though there are still these feelings underneath the surface for you that you need to process, I do feel like you're shifting into alignment with yourself. You're stepping into your power. You're embracing who you are. And we have the Ten of Cups here. So this is kind of what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of you, okay, this is really specific, but some of you are projecting old wounds onto your current relationship. So if you have a partner, or if you just started dating someone, you could be projecting your old triggers onto this connection. And I feel like one of the things that Spirit's actually trying to get you to see is, one, this pattern within yourself, and two, how to overcome it, how to shift beyond it so that you don't stay stuck. Okay, so that you don't stay trapped and bound in this cycle. And Spirit's saying once you see that reality, you're going to be able to shift into a more divine love-oriented energy. You're going to shift into that alignment. Interesting. But there's a truth that needs to come forward first. This is the deck they just showed me in my mind's eye. It's like the third time I've seen the police pull into my little apartment area here. Curiosity. Oh, damn. So I'm going to give you guys some gossip. This morning when I woke up, I looked out my window when I was having my coffee in my living room. There's like my apartment and then there's the building right next to us. The building right next to us is allegedly pretty problematic. There was a fire truck here this morning and I was like, what are they doing here? My alarm in my building wasn't going off, so I wasn't worried about it. And then I just kind of forgot and continued about my morning. And then I looked out and there was a paddy wagon cop vehicle. And I was like, oh. And they were pulling in. The fire truck was gone, but the ambulance was here. And a paddy wagon cop vehicle. I was like, well, that's crazy. That was about an hour ago. Now there are 3 undercover cops and 1 regular police vehicle. They're all at the building next door, so I'm very curious as to what's going on. Now I want to know. Anyway, let's move on. But I kind of feel like that could be an omen about something for someone. Maybe something's about to be exposed to you in like a legality sense. Which again came up on today's Patreon reading. So renewal and spark. Something's about to kind of renew your sense of self. Whatever you're going through, my love, I feel like once you have some sort of an emotional release and like you shift out of this like weird sad panda energy that a lot of y'all are in right now, I feel like a spark is going to ignite within you. It's like a fire under your butt is going to jolt you forward where you're finally capable of breaking these cycles and these patterns and feeling your emotions. What's really interesting is like I'm a pretty high vibrational person. I'm usually in a pretty good mood. Obviously I'm human, so I have my moments, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm usually pretty high frequency. This morning I was in a great vibe, and now all of a sudden tapping into your guys' energy, I feel like my energy has just gone. And part of this is anxiety, part of this is fear, part of this is internal triggering is what I'm hearing for you guys. So this collective's energy is pretty like sad panda is all I keep hearing. But I feel like something's about to shift in that. It's like you're about to like feel creatively inspired. You're about to feel renewed within yourself, which is going to help you to kind of shift out of this, like, I don't like to call it a low frequency, but that's kind of the only wording I really have for it. But if you've been feeling drained lately, if you've been feeling tired, if you've been feeling cranky, all of that I feel like is going to shift because there's a spark within you that's kind of jolting up. It's like it's waking back up. I love that movie so much. Honestly, it makes me think of it too because of the front of it. It's very similar to that movie, right? Maybe that movie's important for some of y'all. You should watch the movie Elemental. Yeah, this is exactly what I just said. So like this is confirmation to me. This says release, surrender, and purge. It's like the more you let go of these emotions, the more you release what needs to be released. You let go of your need to control. You see things for what they are versus what your ego wants them to be. The more you're going to be able to feel renewed within yourself. A lot of you need to come to terms with the fact that when you're, like I said already, like when you're going through a really big major life change, you project fear-based thinking into your life. I don't know how else to say that. And we literally have change at the bottom of the deck. That's crazy. I'm going to keep that. We have courage and change. You need to have the courage to allow space for change. You also need to have the courage to make change within yourself, is what they just said. Something about the suitcases are pulling me in. And the 8 of Wands was like the last card we ended off with the tarot. And the 8 of Wands can be about travel. Something about like sparklers too. Do you remember using those in the summer? Or the spring? Maybe as a kid. Those were like, this is so random, but like a look into Avery. Those were things that my like friends and I would use on birthday parties, and like I don't know, random days in the summer, we would convince our parents to buy them so that we could, like, run around my backyard with them like weirdos. I am Canadian, but yes, the 4th of July could be significant for my fellow Americans. There could be some sort of unexpected storm, though, that is coming forward, because we did get the tower, and then this is coming out as well. Some of you, this is change. Some of you, this is emotions. Like, I don't feel this is not going to be for everyone, but for some of you, this is more internal than external. This is about some sort of, like, unexpected emotional storm surfacing within your heart chakra that's forcing you to feel what you need to feel. Others of you, this could correlate towards your life in general, but whatever this is manifesting as, just know it's shifting you forward. It's lifting you up. I don't know why. My phone just notified me of something. I thought it was on D&D. And it's literally, y'all, it's literally my affirmations app. I only go places where I feel safe. Perhaps some of you are going to, like, feel a little bit triggered in your sense of safety, and maybe this is what this is about. Maybe there's, like, something kind of shaking up your foundation, especially because of all the police that are at the building next door. Maybe this is, like, tied to your sense of safety, your current environment. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Whatever this is, Spirit's saying they're going to assist you through it. Your spiritual guides are going to be right there with you through every step of the way. What's interesting is last night I was actually watching an episode of, I started watching Big Bang Theory. Don't ask me why. I love sitcoms, and it's one of the sitcoms that I never got into because when I was younger, I didn't really like it. I have a hard time getting past Wolowitz's character, especially in the beginning seasons, but I digress. Something about the episode I watched last night, their home was broken into. So, like, for some of you, I don't feel like anything like that is going to happen, though it's possible. Okay, take it however it resonates. But this is more about, like, your fear and your fear surrounding your safety. So it's like root chakra energy. There's a big root chakra imbalance for this collective. And part of what you're actually being guided towards healing correlates back to that pattern and your fear-based thinking. Because I like to remind you that, like, when you are constantly thinking negatively about that kind of stuff, you are going to attract that kind of energy in. And remember, I tell y'all, when I'm doing a reading, everything that happens around me is significant. So I feel like the fact that there's been something going on at the building next to me is important. Some of you, your sense of safety is shaken. Maybe something triggered it. Maybe you did have a home invasion. Maybe something happened to your neighbor. I don't know. Take it however it resonates. But, like, this is something correlating towards your foundation being shaken. How is Spirit calling me out like this? Because they love to do that. Yeah, we have deception and temptation. I don't think I'm going to keep all of these. And then we have winter energy. And then we have air. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And then we have alchemy, which is ancestors. Interesting. All right. Interesting. We have reunion and soul ties. And then we have change, and this is going on top of the change and courage. Some of you are being guided towards whatever change you're experiencing. So if this is a move, if this is a new job, if this is going back to school, whatever major life change you're having, it's happening because it's actually aligning you with your soul tribe. It's aligning you with people who are meant to be a part of your life and are meant to be a part of your path. I don't know if y'all ever saw that TikTok going around a couple years ago where they said, like, set up a password with the universe for people that are meant to be a part of your life. Actually, it was a password for people that aren't, but I took it a different way, and I set up a password between myself and my spiritual team that I know literally no one is going to say on a day-to-day basis. So it's a very unique word. And when somebody says it to me, I know that they're meant to be a part of my life. And the way in which I tell you, every person who has said it has never wronged me, has never manipulated me, has never hurt me, and is still in my life to this day. So I recommend doing something like that, creating a bit of a password with the universe. But when you do things like this, you need to remember you have to let go. So if you say, I want to hear the word Zoom, I'm just using that as an example. I want to hear the word Zoom every time someone is around me that is meant to be a part of my long-term life. Then let go of it. Don't fixate on it. Don't analyze it. You will start to notice that people say that word out of nowhere. like out of fucking nowhere. The first time it ever happened, my eyes were like, because again, like the word that I chose, I'm never going to share it with y'all, I'm sorry, but the word that I chose is so unique and so different that like having it come up in organic conversation is insane. You're welcome. It really works, I'm telling you. It also gives you a little bit of peace of mind as well, because like even if this isn't real, okay, it still makes you feel a little bit more safer in your relationships, because it makes you feel like you can trust that person, because it's showing you that spirit is actually saying this is someone valid, this is someone worth trusting. You do that as well? Yeah, it works really well. Like every single person that's ever said it, they have not left my life. But yeah, little idea for y'all. Because I feel like some of you, it's not so much that like there is something happening or that it's coming. It's more you're projecting. You're projecting your past. You have a lot of self-doubt. So because you've dealt with so many people being manipulative or pulling the wool over your eyes or hurting you or whatever else these shitty people did, there's a part of you that is stuck in a cycle of lack, because you're not actually recognizing that not everyone is going to be out to get you. Not everyone is going to hurt you. Not everyone is going to kind of stab you in the back. So because you have this like trauma from all of these old relationships, it really creates a lot of doubt in your mind when it comes to your connections presently, which can actually affect your connections with authentic people. And I feel like that's why Spirit's kind of saying lean on us for support right now. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like someone's out to get you, you need to call upon your spiritual team. And the other thing I want to remind you is if someone actually is quote unquote out to get you, if they are doing weird fugazi shit behind closed doors, that is always exposed. Always. Okay? I once knew intuitively that a woman in my life was talking mega shit about me. She was someone I considered a long-term friend. We even lived together at one point. This woman turned around and accidentally sent me a slew of text messages like this long one morning that she meant to send to someone else, that she accidentally sent to me, talking shit about me. Like, the universe will always show you when you let go. When you are ready to receive the truth will always find you. So if you have shifted and already let go of that narrative, and then it circles back around, it's circling back around because of your trauma, not because it's reality. Yeah, man, I laughed so hard. I was just like, okay. Yeah, some of you have a little bit of fear surrounding, honestly, it's kind of interesting. Like, this is ego, vanity, and pride, and then this is on top of the spiritual guides assistance. So there's a couple things, and then release, surrender, and purge is under that, right? So there's a couple things that I'm sensing. One, some of you need to get the fuck out of your ego. I say that with the utmost love. But there is an aspect of you that is way too fixated on your physical vanity than, like, you're being a little bit superficial about looks right now, and that actually is blocking you from kind of shifting forward. Because when you're in this mindset that you have to look and be a certain way, that's coming from perfectionism and probably years and years of trauma. What Spirit wants you to do is kind of look in the mirror, reflect upon A, where is my vanity blocking me from seeing what's real? B, where is my pride standing in the way of me shifting forward? And C, where is my ego blocking me from seeing truth about my shadow? Because that is going to help you to shift out of this pattern, this mindset. A big part of this also correlates back towards your lack, because your ego is going to keep you trapped in a lack mindset because that keeps you quote unquote safe. That's what your ego is trying to do, is keep you safe. Okay. But at the end of the day, this is actually causing you more harm than good. Take a step back and reflect. Yeah. And then be open to receiving. This is also going on top of the reunion and soul ties and change and courage. So it's like the more you have courage to make changes in your 3D, the more you trust the path that you're moving towards, the more you're going to start to attract in your life, because you're going to shift into a more authentic version of yourself, or quote unquote, the alignment energy we had from that 8 of Wands. Yeah. Some of you have had some sort of clarity manifesting your third eye as of recently. I'm also sensing something about solar plexus chakra, which is your connection to your personal power and your creativity, as well as your confidence, by the way. So then we also have sun, strength, and empowerment. And then bottom of the deck right now is integration and union. Some of you have had some sort of clarity about a relationship that is coming in. Some sort of reunion is definitely coming forward, and I feel like this could be with two parts of yourself. This could be with a friend. This could be with a potential love interest. And remember that reunion doesn't have to be someone from your past. Like, this could literally be someone that you knew in a past life. This could be someone that feels familiar. It could be someone that feels comfortable. Something about tzatziki, I don't know why, but I'm tasting it. But you need to trust what your third eye is trying to show you. It's trying to show you the way towards yourself, okay? And then we have the disharmony, triggers, and conflict. I also feel like I need to gently remind this collective that, like, just because somebody triggers you, just because there might be tension in a relationship, does not necessarily mean that person is out to get you or that they don't love or value you. Relationships are complicated, okay? Like, friendships, romantic partnerships, even family members you're going to have spats with from time to time. The way in which you will argue with your friends and community is a normal process. It's how you handle the trigger and the disharmony that matters. So if someone's treating you poorly, if they're being vindictive, if they're being mean, if they're being passive aggressive, if they're not respecting your boundaries or whatever, that is a different topic entirely. But if someone is just disagreeing with you and you are doing it in a way that's healthy and mature and grounded, that doesn't mean they're not for you. People are gonna fight. People are gonna have tension. There's gonna be conflict. That is just the reality of human relationships. Just watched a video of Theo Vaughn trying to pronounce tzatziki. It's like one of my favorite dips, but like I can't have it because it's full of dairy, but it's so goddamn good. Yeah, and then we have Transcend and Unity to end off this this particular deck. So this is confirmation to me that like a lot of you are shifting into position of power within yourself. You're letting go of a lot of toxic patterns and ideals and narratives, and you're shifting into internal union. We do also have toxic bond and patterns, and then third party external, and then reflection and projection underneath, and control tactics. Some of you definitely going to want to go look at today's Patreon reading when this is over. There could be an ending of a third party or a karmic relationship, either for you or someone connected to you. This person was deeply controlling and very toxic. And I feel like you are starting to look at yourself in the mirror and recognizing that part of the reason you were in this dynamic is because there was aspects of you that mirrored that. I know that sucks, but it's, you know, again, it's life. Give me a second, y'all. Somebody left a comment on today's Patreon saying that it did not post properly. Which is crazy because there were so many distractions in channeling the message in the first place. This is just even more confirmation to me. Either something or someone is trying to block the truth from coming forward. But I want to remind you that like sometimes that resistance is you. It doesn't have to be another human. Okay, we're going to use this one. You like tzatziki, that's your confirmation. It's delicious. You were wondering if a past person who is struggling with addiction listened to Thea's podcast about wanting a new story in the beginning. I don't actually know who that is. I'm going to be real. But it sounds like an interesting podcast topic. So Spirit is saying there is hope here. There is hope for you, is what I just heard. There's hope for you yet. I don't know why, but that just made me think of the main character's dragon in... what the fuck is that book called? Fourth Wing. You are bringing powerful emotions into this. What did I say about feeling your feelings? Processing your emotions. This is a long-term solution. I feel like some sort of an idea is about to manifest for this collective. Some sort of like healing tactic is what I just heard, to be so specific. So like when you're feeling how this collective has been feeling, I feel as though something is going to come to light about how to process things. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just like a long-term solution for a healing aspect is coming in for this collective. I'm glad that it's resonating for you guys. You just finished the first book. The first book was great. I'm on the second book right now. It's just as good. Although the main male character's not in it as much, obviously, but it's still really good. I think her character is badass and I like her. I'm also really short, so like I resonate with her being like really, really small. The path is clear. Go for it. Something about like a road opener just opened up in my mind's eye. The road in front of you is clear. You should buy your books from bookoutlet.ca. Anyone who lives in Canada or the United States can use it. And I got all 3 of those books, each copy for $13. They're hard copies too. There's something about third eye energy here because all of a sudden my third eye is on fire, which makes sense because we had that third eye clarity, right? Perhaps like this long-term solution or this direction that you're meant to go down is going to come to light through your third eye. Spirit's reminding you that this situation is safe. I really do feel like a big part of what this collective is healing right now is the sense of safety. I feel like there's a part of you that has been stuck in a bit of a fear-based cycle when it comes to your safety, when it comes to your root chakra, and this is healing, this is shifting. Give more of your effort and time to yourself, to your journey, to what it is that you're building. They also have now, so something could be shifting within the now, within the here and now. Again, like my third eye chakra is on fire. The work you put in is paying off. That Spirit's reminder that the time you've invested into yourself is beginning to pay off. Spirit is working with you. We're right there next to you is what I just heard. Bottom of the deck, we do have your cursed, but I like to remind people not to fall into fear-based thinking about that. This is just an omen usually that like, I take that more as like you're stuck in your head. You're stuck in an illusion. You're getting in your own way because I don't personally believe that anybody can curse, hex, or, manipulate the energy unless you allow it. So allowing it means falling into a fear-based cycle with it. I hope that helps whoever that was meant for today, because that was all I'm hearing we're going to look at. Although I am being guided to this one, so let's just see. Okay, it's down to just one police vehicle now, and now I'm curious. I'm going to have to find out the gossip. Literally, as I just said that. It says, get more information. If there's a direction you're trying to go, 4444 on the timer there. Jadis. Stubborn. Something about a year from now. I feel like this collective is going to notice a substantial difference within yourself over the next year. If you just had a question, the answer is unlikely. And it is likely because it's not the right time yet. Yeah, which makes sense because you still need more information, right? So like something about the next year of this collective's life, really big shifts are going to start to happen. You're going to start to see a really big transformation, but the timing is not right quite yet for that. Some things are not set in stone yet is once they just remind me again. We also have Ask Your Angels, which was at the bottom of the deck too. So there's definitely something about asking for support from your spiritual team and really paying close attention to their answer. This situation will improve. And then we also have ask for help from others. Some of you could be a little bit hyper independent and struggle asking for support. And I feel like this is even something that seeps into your relationship with your spiritual team. And Spirit's saying like it's a pattern that you need to break free from, because it's okay to ask for help. You also have look for a sign. I also want to remind you that signs and synchronicities, don't fall into a cycle of chasing with that. Genuine, authentic signs are going to stop you in your tracks. You are ready. A lot of you are ready for this life upgrade. If you just had a question, the answer is yes. A lot of you are ready for this life upgrade, for this transformation, for this shift. You just have to trust that it's manifesting when it's meant to. Okay. Now we're done. Definitely rewatching to really hear it. I'm assuming you mean the reading. It'll be posted on here probably pretty quickly. I think the VODs are instant. And then I'll have it on YouTube too, so you can always come back to it if you want to. But we still have some time. Does anybody have any questions? I always forget I have subscriptions on Amazon. My favorite tarot deck. That's a hard question to answer. Honestly, it sounds cheesy, but probably it's just the traditional. I don't know. There's something, I think it's sentimental that I like this one though, because my mom gave it to me when I was a teenager. One of my favorites right now is this one, which I just also used on today's Discord. Today's Patreon. But this is one of my faves currently. I would say my favorite tarot deck changes a lot, so like I can't give you a definitive answer. But the main one that always sticks is that Rider White one, because my mom gave it to me, like I said. I'm trying to rearrange my decks, so I'm trying to like put them in front of me so that I don't, have to keep pulling out of a drawer, but it's challenging. You'll share the video in Discord if you can. Your son asked a girl to prom and shit. That's so cute. You already feel like a Patreon reading resonates to the TikTok readings lately. And I've only read... Good, I'm glad. I honestly thought that when I was writing it. I was like, this kind of aligns with the TikToks about, like, what is it? Karma. How do I see the page? You have to subscribe. So there's subscription option, a little throat chakra apparently. There's subscription options. If you go to my link tree, there's going to be a link to my Patreon, and then all of my subscriptions are available there. It's the same content for all tiers. It's really a pay what you can versus, or what you want versus like getting special, I didn't think that was really fair if like someone who paid $20 got like more content than someone who paid $5. I don't know. I'm really big on, like, fairness. I have injustice trauma. The vibe always shifts. Have you tried Todd? No, I'll look him up. I'm going to look that up right now. You're welcome, my love. Let's look up. Oh yeah, I've seen these before. Doesn't he do the zombie one? Am I right? He has a horror one that looks cool. Ooh, I like that. Maybe he doesn't do the zombie one, but it's similar. Yeah, I just saw the horror one. I was just clicking through it. It's cute. The due date week for them, so that's pregnancy you keep picking up on. These are cool. It really reminds me of, like, did you guys ever, does anyone know what I'm talking about with the zombie ones? Ooh, I kind of want this horror deck. I have so many tarot decks. I don't need more. Who is Zombie Tarot by? I'm looking it up. I don't own it, but I've always eyeballed it. It's by Paul Kipple. You have all three? Maybe one day. Right now I have too many, and part of the problem is, like, I need more storage for them because, like, I have half of them in a drawer and then I don't see them, and, like, I like to see them in front of me when I'm doing readings so that spirit can just pull me right to it. It's just easier that way, channeling wise, right? So I'm trying to, I think I need to get a new desk, but I'm being really resistant towards that. So, like, I've been thinking about getting one that has, like, the shelves that are, like, built into it on the sides. But again, I've been really resistant toward it for no reason either. I'm also, like, decluttering right now, as a lot of you can probably tell from the background of my home. But yeah, I'm trying to, like, declutter. I'm trying to put stuff in storage. I'm trying to let go of some shit. It's, like, you know, spring energy. So for some reason, I decide to do all these tasks at once because that's just how my brain always seems to operate. Well, since no one has any, like, major questions and I am starving, and as I just talked about, I'm in the process of decluttering, I should probably start organizing some shit. I don't wanna. This is also the problem, is I've been resistant towards doing stuff. I want to buy a new bookshelf for, like, behind me. I want to get a taller one, but such is life. I hope you have a great day too. I will see you guys potentially on Thursday. There might be a potential I might have to cancel Thursday's stream because my life is chaos right now. And I might have a prior commitment, but if that happens, you guys can see that on the schedule, and then the week after will be normal. But I am only one human being, even though I wish I was 17. So yeah, I might have to cancel this week's stream. I will keep you guys posted if I have to. And I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me, and I hope to see you potentially Thursday, but definitely next Tuesday. Bye.